welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yunior for those who don't know. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. I hope you do subscribe and become part of the family. If you're returning, welcome back home, sweetie. Today we're going to be doing a detailed makeup tutorial. I want to show you guys how I achieved this stunning look. I'm going to try and make it as in-depth as I possibly can, and yeah, let's get into it. So I'm starting off by doing my eyebrows, and I'm going in with my Maybelline Super Lock Brow Gel. Brow gel is so important. I don't know how I've been doing my eyebrows without it, but I just brush my eyebrows upwards and then I press them down with my finger to really lay them flat and have that laminated effect and just shape the top of the brow. Thereafter, I clean off the excess brow gel with some micellar water and a Q-tip. This is so important because if you don't do this, then that brow gel is going to peek through underneath your foundation, and you don't really want that. While my brow gel dries, I usually just let it sit for like 10 minutes to dry so that my brows really don't move. I'm going to go on and start skin prepping. I always start off with a hydrating primer first because I do have dry skin. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me primers, and I really love these because they also have SPF. So I just go in with a generous amount of this, and you can already see immediately my skin is looking so good, and I just like to let that sit for a little bit. So I'm going to go on and get started with my brows. For my brows, I really like to start by just drawing a line on top of the brow and a line at the bottom of the brow, just outlining the shape of my natural brow. As you can see, I'm just following the natural shape. You then want to start filling in your brows by drawing hair-like strokes. Please do not color in your brow because that's just going to give you a very harsh brow. Also, focusing just at the ends of the brow. As you can see, the front of the brow, I was very light-handed because you don't want to get block eyebrows, okay? To clean off my eyebrows, I always go in with foundation, especially for the beginning of the brow and the top of the eyebrow, because I don't want to have halo eyebrows. And then for the ends of my brows, or just the brow bone, just in that area, I will go in with a concealer because I do want that area to be a little bit highlighted and to have just a little bit more of a pop, I would say. So I want to define it just a little bit more, making sure to also spread that concealer on the rest of my lid as a prep for my eyeshadow. You then want to go in and start blending off the foundation. I always start by blending the foundation because I don't want to dip the brush into the concealer as yet, because if I do that, then all that concealer and that light pigment is going to go into the areas that I don't want it. And also making sure that you really blend in the front of your brows just so you avoid having any block eyebrows. And thereafter, you can continue to blend the concealer as well. Always make sure that you're blending in circular motions or in tapping motions, as you see as I'm doing in this clip. Because I'm going to be doing eyeshadow today, I want to make sure that I also set my lid. So I'm going to go in with a very thin layer of powder just so I can set that concealer and that foundation so that my eye doesn't crease and my eyeshadow can go on seamlessly. Now I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette from Quick Face, Mr. Price, and I'm going to be going in with a brown shade just at the outer corners of my eye. This is not a very complicated look. I was trying to make it very beginner friendly, so we're just going to be using 2 shades. So as I said, we're going to start by just applying that pigment on the outer corner and then slowly blending it inwards and just also applying it on the crease. Then you go in with a clean brush and just blend off the edges so that you make sure that there's no harsh outlines or harsh edges. To give the eye a bit of definition, we're going to go in with a much lighter eyeshadow and just stamp that in directly on the lid. As you can see, I'm focusing that just below the crease because I just want to keep it there. That's just going to accentuate my eyes and make it look like I put a lot of effort when we really didn't. And now we're just going to marry those two shades together by taking that first brush that we used to apply the brown and just blending where the white and the brown kind of come together to have a seamless transition. The most part of our eyes is done, so we're going to now prep our skin with a matte primer. I personally like going in with a matte primer, especially in my T-zone, because I sweat a lot, so this just helps with the sweating. And I also go over my nose because that's really my problem area. That's where my makeup starts cracking, and applying a loose powder kind of gives that area a little bit more longevity, and the powder just acts as a sponge for all the sweat basically. Now for your foundation, you always want to make sure that you decant the foundation to the back of your hand, okay? Or you apply small little amounts to your face and then go in with your foundation brush. As you can see, I am using tapping motions. I am not swiping the foundation, but rather I am pressing it into the skin. That's what's going to give you that seamless, blended, beautiful finish for your foundation. And also take your time blending your foundation to your neck, to your ears, because we want to have one beautiful seamless canvas. Your concealer placement is extremely important because this is what's going to determine whether your face looks snatched or it's just going to droop your face down. So this is the concealer placement I always do. The Maybelline Fit Me concealer needs you to kind of let it dry. I would let it dry for like 5 minutes and then go in and start blending with my beauty blender, because this just gives me more coverage. As you can see, when blending, you also want to press in the product. You're not swiping. Now blending is a long game, okay? Your arm might get painful, but that's when you know you're doing it right, okay? So make sure you press the product into the skin instead of swiping, or that's just going to move the product around and you're not going to get the coverage that you want in the areas that you want. Now you're going to go ahead and set your makeup. Remember, wherever we put liquids, we need to set that with a powder. Now, as you can see, I am kind of smoothing out the powder at the back of my hand, because how the powder looks at the back of that sponge is exactly how it's going to look on your face, or how it's going to deposit on your face. So make sure you have a very nice smooth surface on your sponge, and then you press that powder into your skin. Always make sure to look up so that you really get your creases, and make sure you blend, make sure there's no creases before you set, because whatever you set is just going to look like that. So if you're setting any creases, it's literally going to look like that. You can't really fix it. I went in with 2 layers of powder because that's just how I kind of bulletproof my makeup. To contour, I'm going in with a much darker contour shade, and I'm just going to place it right above my natural contour line. This is because when I start blending it with my bronzer, it is automatically just going to go a little bit below and just blend in with my natural contour line. So you always want to make your placement slightly above your natural contour line. Then I'm going in with my bronzer, bronzing my cheeks and also bronzing the perimeter of my forehead. Now, you always want to make sure to blend your bronzer or your contour into your hairline, because as I said before, you do not want any harsh lines. For my nose contour, I'm using the same product, and I always make sure to connect my nose contour with my eyebrows, because I don't want there to be a distinctive line of where my contour starts and where it ends. So blending it in with your eyebrows will give you that very seamless connecting look. And going in with a powder puff just makes sure, well, at least for me, that my nose contour is not too harsh, because there is nothing I hate more than a harsh nose contour. My blush placement is also pretty high because, again, I'm really trying to go for that snatched look, and I find that if you place your blush exactly where I placed it, it kind of lifts your face and gives you that beautiful lifted look. Now I'm just going in with my powder puff and just making sure I'm blending everything together, because we just want this to be one seamless, beautiful canvas. As I said, you're then going to go ahead and reverse contour. This is just going to make your contour pop a bit more and give you that defined contour. I really like doing this with my makeup, but I also like to bring it up a little bit, as you see me doing over here, because I also do like to kind of have a distinct sort of difference between the rest of my face and my contour and my blush. Then I'm going to go in with my all over face powder and just dust off any of that really white powder to kind of get rid of that white cast, because we don't really want that, girl. And just like that, we're done with our base. So you're going to go in and set your face. Now make sure that your arm is at least 20 to 30 centimeters away from your face. This will deposit the exact or right amount of product and will not kind of have you drowning in setting spray and potentially removing all your makeup. I then go in with my powder puff once again and my beauty blender just to press in that setting spray to my skin and really blend it in, and also to just emphasize or re-emphasize any matte areas I would like to stay matte by just going over my powder puff with no extra product. Our base is now done, so we're going to continue with our eyes. I'm going to tight line, but before that, I just applied a thin layer of liner just so my lashes have a base of where to sit on. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes, and you always want to make sure you have a small mirror. Put it under your chin and look down, and that's going to give you a better view of your lash line, and it's going to make it so much easier to apply your lashes. I'm adding some eyeliner to my waterline and some mascara, because if you know me, then you know I love lower lash mascara. I always go in with about 3 coats of lower lash mascara, and I feel like this just adds so much depth into your look and really ties your eye look together. Now you can go ahead and add some finishing touches like highlighter on your nose and your cheeks if that is your thing, but I just like to add it on my nose and also on my inner corners. They just pop so much more, and I feel like it's such a beautiful, dainty, stunning touch to your overall makeup look. We're going to finish off this look with a beautiful kind of bold lip combo. I am going in with this burgundy, really deep purple liner, and I always overline my lips just slightly, especially around my cupid's bow. I will slightly overline my lips. Another important step that I never skip is blending my lip liner with a brush, especially this one. It is so difficult to blend, so make sure you blend it with a brush just so your lipstick and your lip liner are beautifully blended together and there is no line of demarcation. You only want to focus your lipstick on the center of your lips, and then you just blend by just patting your lips together or just smacking your lips together, and you can really see I was already feeling this lip combo. I was really feeling some gloss, so I definitely went in with a clear lip gloss for my lip liner and a pink lip gloss for the middle or the center of my lips, just to ensure that those two colors don't fuse together, because you know how gloss can be when it just kind of mixes and just becomes one shade. When you do this and use different colors of glosses, then you'll get these results. And we're done. And this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned a thing or two from it. Let me know if you've got any other videos you'd like me to film for you, and I'll definitely do that. If you like this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. I will see you in my next one. Bye.